Hey traders, this is Parker again with another indicator. Today I've been introduced to the HCL3 system or strategy, one that I came up with after thinking about it for a while and doing some back testing to see how well it worked. What you're looking at is the pro shares of the SQQ, and it's basically the tech sector short. Let's get the indicators on the screen and let's see what it shows us. And this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the wave, which is basically the average. This green line is the average high. The red line is the average low. This midline is HCL3. And then from there, it calculates the width between the high average and the HCL3 average, and the HCL3 average and the low average. And if the width between the HCL3 and low is greater than the width between the high and the HCL3, it'll give you a buy signal, which is this green arrow right here. And you want to pair it with another indicator to give you to help you out, to make you help you out and give you better so that you won't just be taking on this signal, because it's going to give you some false signals as well, just like it gave you one here. But it didn't drop below the low. Even though it dropped below the mid, it didn't drop below the low, and you immediately got another buy signal as well to go back in or to stay in it. And this blue arrow belongs to the open range breakout indicator right here, showing you that the HCL3 overcame the high of the open range. And this yellow line that's in here is the HCL3 for the open range breakout for the 15 minutes. And this indicator works with the buying and selling pressure. As you can see, you got all this green showing you that there's a lot of buying during this time period of open range, 15-minute open range. And this red, small red, shows you how much selling was going on during that time period. And that's how that's broken down. And then you have your anchor VWAP that's based off of volume times HCL3. And when you get the breakout, it actually goes to the point of the HCL3 to show you, give you some support resistance in there. The volume is based off the same thing, HCL3 instead of the close being in the volume. And this is the same thing. On this candle, you can see there's a lot more selling going on than buying, but it actually gave you an area of support or possible support. And it gave you that a buy signal because this candle broke up. But like I said, you need to pair this with another indicator to give you a better indication of what's going on. It gave you this buy signal, but it didn't last. It immediately dropped back down to the to this area of buying, and then it dropped. And from there, it gave you the sell signal up here, and it basically just rolled it down from there. And we can look over here, and this the reason why I created it, because I really like what they did with the volume in a couple of other videos, and that whole volume buying and selling pressure. So that was the inspiration behind creating this bundle or this system right here. And as you can see, on this day, it was more buying. Candle dropped back down to the average of high low close divided by 3, which is yellow line for that time period, and then it went up from there. And you got a blue candle showing you this is the breakout candle instead of this candle just the close broke above, but you got more of the entire candle breaking up above here, and it came back down to the high, this high of the average high. And then it continued on up. Right now, I have it set on a 21, the 21 period average. So right now, you can cut the signals on and off. You can change the colors and any of this stuff. Up signal, down signal. You can change any of this stuff. You can change the color of the cloud from cyan to green or pink, blue, whatever colors you want to change it to. And a lot of traders like to use the 8 or the 9. They say ride the 9. So, but I use the 8 usually when I'm using it. You can actually have 2 of these on here and pair it like that. And as you can see, in one sense, it wrote the 9. But this, like I said, the middle line is based off of HCL3 average. And we'll pair it with another one. So let's do 8S3. And we'll find the wave and we'll just put it with the 21. And as you can see, it works just as fine. It just works just as good. If you want to do the 8 and 21, they're Fibonacci numbers. That's why a lot of traders use those two together. But like I said, you can change the colors of any of this stuff, and you can pair those two together if you want to. And you can cut the lines off of the high and that low. And you can change this color to, let's change to blue. And we'll make it 3. And when it comes to the one for the 21 day, we'll cut those 2 off. And we'll make the midline red. And there you go right there. You probably want to change your arrows too to a different color as well. And that blue is kind of sort of interfering with that VWAP, so you can't really see it. So I just changed that to cyan or yeah, something that's gonna pop out. And probably change the wrong thing. Yeah, I changed the one I have hidden now. So, and I should have made that 21 big as well. So you actually got your cross right here, but it gave you all the indication that it was bullets the whole way. From here, if you're using your 21, and from here, no, that was the 8th, isn't it? Let's see. Yeah, that's the 8th. So the cyan cloud is the 8, while your 21 with this green gave you the buy right here. So you can look at it like this: the 8 being your shorter period, and then the 21 being your greater period, and they're both giving you a buying indication that the buyers are in control of the stock. And you can see where your 8 faltered, but your 21 didn't falter, but they show confluence right here, saying that the stock could drop further, but it stayed in between, held in between the 21 and 8, and you have your VWAP, your anchor VWAP, and then your previous anchor VWAP as well. This all acting as support. And that's really the power of this indicator. And these three indicators. And when it comes to the volume, you'll get the 4 colors. You get the white for ultra high buying volume. You get high volume high volume be 3. It would be this green color. You'll get below average volume, which would be this ugly green color. You'll get above average, which is this light green, and you'll get way below average, being the dark green. And you want to use that to indicate what the trend is doing. And as you can see, it was more buying and selling on here. And when it comes to your selling candles or your sell candles, you get the yellow candle for ultra high volume selling. You'll get the orange candles for above average volume, and you get your red for above average high volume, and you'll get this brownish color for below average, and you get the dark red for way below average volume. And those are the 3 indicators that make up this bundle. And if you want the I've given away the time reminders in a different video. But that's what I have for you today. And it works on basically all the different stocks and everything. So we'll go to Tesla. Tesla had a rough day this Friday. where it just like completely just sold off. Gave you some confluence of buying with those two, but then it gave you the same indicator that had trouble with the 8, trouble with the 21, and then basically just completely just shattered out of there from there, just to the downside. And as you can see, when the candle opened up, you had all this selling pressure versus this small amount of buying pressure. And we can switch it to a lower time frame. So now the range is representing 5 minutes. And as you can see, it's a whole lot of selling pressure just came in. The buyer tried to step in when it hit the VWAP, but it just kept continuing selling down. And if the more you use on the lower time periods, it's going to give you more signals. But that's why you pair it with another indicator as well. And in our reality, this is more than one indicator built into all these other indicators, into these 3 indicators. So you get buy signal right here, but you didn't get an 821 cross. But you got a buy signal here, and you got an 821 cross here, and then it hit VWAP, paused for a second, continued up, but couldn't surpass the previous VWAP, and got stuck there. But that be, that's the system. That'd be the way you use it, and of course the open range is not going to work with on this higher time frame. But this is Tesla for the on the daily chart. You can see right here, you got a buy signal here, but nothing crossed above the mid. And you can see right here, you got all this dancing around, but you're looking for confluence when the 8 is holding, and then the 21 is holding as well. So cross above both of those, you got your 21 period cross, but then you got a sell candle here, but it didn't drop below the 8. Or didn't drop below the 8 or the 21, and then you got trouble, and that'll give you an early warning sign with the 8 period. And even though you got the confluence with the 21, you got all the selling, and finally did just go ahead and crack. And you got some buying right here that gave you some confluence, hoping that the stock would turn around, and it did for a short period of time, but it couldn't hold it. And then you finally got your 821 cross. And it's basically been in a downtrend since that time period. Even though you had a couple of periods where it rose up, but those what they call them, the dead cat bounces or whatever. But overall, this is in a downtrend. So we'll push it to the 3 week. And this is on a weekly. So all this buying and everything came in on this period. You got your confluence right here. And this would be 8 week and 21 week. So, but you got that little cross right here. So probably gonna be more downside pressure when it comes to Tesla or any of these tech stocks, as they said. I've been announcing a lot of videos I've been watching, a lot of news. Also I've been watching. I wouldn't use this indicator on a low volume stock. And anybody will tell you, use indicators on a low volume stock, you're only going to hurt yourself. This is MULN. This is a short squeeze play that a lot of people are playing because they got a lot of failures to deliver. It's an EV stock as well. But it's giving you this whole entire 21 has been red, and it's still red. Even on the 8, you got some buying going on, but it couldn't surpass this 21. But I can tell you right now, it looks good on the on this lower time frame. So I meant to stretch it out 30 days. This huge downtrend tried to break up right there, but finally it broke above it here, and it had a nice run for a little bit. So this is on the 15-minute one, and with this candle, you can say it's probably dead even with the buying and selling pressure on this candle right here. And the stock jumped up It broke above the open range, but it couldn't hold it. Came back, held the lower part of the open range of the range, and then just rolled it up from there. Probably had some good news or something, or the stock got picked up on Reddit or some of the other search boards. And that's the indicator. That's basically what it does. And that's really all I have for you today. I'm just looking at it on MULN, where it gave you a buy signal here, but you really had to wait for the confluence. But the 8 never crossed below the 21, which is real interesting once it got here. So that was another bullet signal as well. But look at all this selling pressure that hit it as soon as the stock opened up for the day. You only had that little smidge of buying going on, but it held that area and created like an area of support. And here's your average, the HCL3 average for that candle. But the link to the indicators will be in the description of the video. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the support and the subscribers. And if you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so. And share it with your friends or share it with anybody you think this might be useful or helpful with. And let's look at it on 30 minutes before I go. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely better to use it. It looks good on this higher time frames. But like I said, you can change these averages to whatever you want to change them to. I meant to just get rid of the 8. And that's what you're going to get out of the box. That's what this indicator is going to look like. And you got a pink arrow for when the stock falls out of the open range to the downside. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I didn't mean for it to be this long, but I wanted to make sure I explained everything as much as possible before I just put it out there. If you find anything that you won't have any questions out, please leave comments or shoot me an email at cwparker23indicators.com yahoo.com. And like I said, I appreciate everybody's support. I appreciate all the kind words that everyone has spoken as well. Y'all have a great day and wish you best in trading.